Hey, y'all, picture this. It's a cold, gray evening in a nowhere town called Reading, Ohio. And I'm just a guy, a mechanic, grease under my nails, trying to keep the lights on for my kid. My name's Jack Tanner, single dad, barely scraping by, and I'm hauling an injured cop, a cop into the ER, her blood soaking my jacket, my hands shaking like I just ran a marathon. The whole place is buzzing, nurses staring, whispers cutting through the antiseptic air like knives, and all I can think is, what the hell did I just stumble into? It started earlier that day, just another Tuesday, me wrenching on a beat-up Ford in my garage, the kind of job that pays the bills but leaves your back screaming. My daughter, Sophie, she's 6, all pigtails and questions, was at school, and I got a call about some parent-teacher thing. I'm driving to pick her up, my old pickup rattling like it's got a grudge, when I see something in an alley off Maple Street, a shadow, a slump, something that makes my gut twist. I pull over, Sophie's in the passenger seat, eyes wide, and there she is, Detective Sarah Blake, slumped against a dumpster, blood matting her blonde hair, her badge glinting like it's mocking her. She's barely breathing, muttering something about a traitor in the precinct, her voice all grit and fear, and I'm thinking, Jack, you're just a guy who fixes cars, not some damn hero. But I scoop her up, her weight heavy, her blood warm on my hands, and I get her in the truck, Sophie watching like she's seeing a movie she's too young for. At the hospital, it's chaos, fluorescent lights buzzing, nurses with clipboards giving me side-eye, like I'm the one who hurt her. One of them, tight bun, lips curled just enough to sting, mutters, "What's a guy like him doing with a cop? Probably after something." I'm holding Sophie's hand, her little fingers squeezing mine to keep me steady, and I don't say a word. What's the point? They've already made up their minds about me, the guy in the scuffed work boots, grease stains on his jeans. Sarah's wheeled away, her face pale, her silver bracelet catching the light, and Sophie tugs my sleeve, whispering, "Daddy, why are they looking at us like that?" I crouch down, brush her hair back, and say, "People see what they want to see. Kiddo, we just keep doing what's right." The waiting room's cold, the kind that creeps into your bones, and Sophie's curled up against me, her head on my arm. A cop strolls over, badge shining, maybe 35, buzz cut, smirking like he's got me all figured out. "You the guy who found her?" he asks, not even looking at me, just flipping through his notepad like I'm a footnote. I nod, keep my voice even. "Yeah, alley off Maple. She was bleeding bad." He raises an eyebrow, pen pausing. "Mechanic, right? Single dad. Funny how you were just there." His tone's sharp, like I planned this, like I'm some lowlife looking for a payout. Sophie's head pops up, her voice small but fierce. "My daddy doesn't lie, he saved her." The cop glances at her, then back at me, his smirk fading just a bit. "We'll see," he says, walking off. I pull Sophie close, my hand tight on the armrest, trying to keep the anger from spilling over. Later, in the hospital cafeteria, I get Sophie a juice box, her little hands fumbling with the straw. Some interns are at a table nearby, scrubs crisp, voices loud. One guy, hair gelled to hell, points at me. "That's the guy who says he saved the cop. Look at him, grease stains and all. Probably made it up for a quick buck." The others laugh, their voices bouncing off the walls, and I feel Sophie's eyes on me, big and worried. "Daddy, why do they keep saying that?" she asks, and before I can answer, the intern leans over louder now. "Hey, man, you think you're some kind of hero? Stick to fixing cars." I meet his gaze, my voice low, steady. "Didn't ask for your opinion, pal." His grin slips, the table goes quiet, and I take Sophie's hand, walk out, my chest tight, but my steps firm. Driving home that night, streetlights flickering, I notice a car tailing us, headlights too close in the rear view. Sophie's humming in the passenger seat, oblivious, and I grip the wheel, my eyes darting to the mirror. It follows us for 3 blocks, then peels off. I let out a breath, but my hands stay tense. At home, I tuck Sophie in, her voice sleepy. "Daddy, are we in trouble?" I smooth her blanket, force a smile. "No, kiddo, we're just helping someone who needs it." But as I turn off her light, I see that same car parked across the street, engine idling. I stand by the window, curtains barely parted, watching until it drives away, my heart pounding like a drum. Next day, back at the hospital, the stares don't stop. A doctor, glasses low on his nose, mutters to a nurse, "That's the guy, probably chasing attention." I'm used to this growing up. My mom worked 2 jobs, cleaning houses, and people always looked at us like we were less. I learned to keep my head down, work hard, let the noise pass. But this is different. Sarah's words, there's a traitor in the precinct, keep looping in my head, and Sophie, always noticing the little things, says something that stops me cold. Daddy, that lady's bracelet, it's like the one I saw on that cop who came to our place last week. I freeze. A cop had come by, asking about a break-in down the street, and Sophie, sharp as a tack, noticed his silver bracelet, a thin chain with a tiny star charm. You sure, kiddo? I ask, my stomach twisting. She nods, gripping her crayon. I'm sure Daddy had a star. At the precinct, I'm sitting across from Captain Frank Sullivan, a guy with gray hair and a face carved from years of stress. His office smells like coffee and old files, and he's leaning back, fingers drumming on his desk. So, you're telling me a detective whispered about a traitor, and you, a mechanic, just happened to hear it? His voice is thick with disbelief, like I'm spinning some fairy tale. I keep my hands folded, my voice steady. That's what she said. Sir, I'm just telling you what I heard. He leans forward, eyes narrowing. You know nothing about police work. Tanner, don't waste my time. My jaw clenches, but I don't push back. I stand, chair scraping, and say, I'm just trying to help her. He waves me off, already turning to his computer, muttering, obsessed with her pathetic. Next morning, I find a note under my apartment door, just a torn scrap of paper, black ink scrawled, stop talking, or Sophie pays. My heart stops. I crumple it, shove it in my pocket, my eyes darting to Sophie eating cereal, her spoon clinking. I don't tell her, can't let her see me scared. But as we head to school, I spot a guy leaning against a lamppost, baseball cap low, watching us. I keep Sophie close, my arm around her diagonal, my steps quick. The local paper's on a newsstand, headline screaming. Local man suspected in detective's assault. My face, grainy from some security cam, stares back. Sophie's voice shakes. Daddy, why are they saying that? I kneel, hands on her shoulders. People talk when they don't get it. Kiddo, we know the truth. The whispers don't stop. At Sophie's art class, parents mutter, that's the guy from the news probably using his kid for a scam. I stay quiet, but Sophie's smile fades when she sees them staring. That night, I can't sleep, Sarah's words, and that bracelet burning in my mind. The news comments are brutal, shady guy, probably involved. I'm no hero, just a dad, but I can't walk away, not with Sophie's eyes on me, not with Sarah's life on the line. 3 days later, Sarah's awake, pale but sharp. I show her a photo I snapped of the bracelet Sophie described. Her face goes white. That's it, she whispers, gripping my hand. The infiltrators wear them, it's their mark. The cop with the scar on his neck, that's him. My blood runs cold. The cop Sophie saw, the one with the star charm, is Ethan Walsh, Sullivan's right-hand man. At the grocery store, a woman in a flashy coat blocks my path, her voice loud. You're that guy, lying about saving that cop, huh? Shoppers stare. I keep calm. Just buying groceries, ma'am. Sophie steps up, voice shaking. My daddy's not a liar. The woman falters, and I guide Sophie out, my silence louder than her words. I go back to Sullivan, boots heavy on the precinct floor. You need to protect Sarah, someone's after her. He laughs, bitter. You expect me to trust a mechanic over my own men? I don't budge. You're making a mistake. He mutters, obsessed, as I walk out. That night, my apartment's trash drawers yanked, cushions slashed, nothing stolen, just a message, stop. Sophie's eyes are wide. Daddy, what happened? I pull her close, voice wavering. We're okay, kiddo. Sarah's moved to a new room, her condition fragile. She slips me a USB drive, whispering, evidence. At home, I plug it in, grainy footage of Walsh, scar clear, shaking hands with a guy I recognize from the news, a thug tied to a local kingpin, Ray Vaughn. If this is true, the precinct's rotten. I don't go to Sullivan, I know better. I meet my buddy Mike, a security guy with connections, at a coffee shop. A woman nearby overhears, sneers. You're that mechanic stirring up trouble. I ignore her, tell Mike everything. He nods, serious. Let's get this to the feds. Sarah and I plan a sting, hiding in a warehouse parking lot. Her breathing's shaky, but her eyes are fire. I record Walsh taking an envelope, his scar lit by a streetlight. The deal's quick, but it's enough. I hand the video to the feds, a prosecutor in a sharp suit listening, her eyes wide. This is big, Mr. Tanner. The news breaks that afternoon. Feds storm the precinct, cuff Walsh in front of everyone, Sullivan frozen, his mouth open. Sophie looks up from the couch. Did we do that, Daddy? I nod, pulling her close. Yeah, kiddo, we did. At the precinct, a young cop mocks. Bet you love the cameras, hero. I look at him, steady. Didn't do it for them. Sarah nods at me, her eyes warm. Sophie beams. You're my hero, Daddy. At the press conference, a reporter shoves a mic in my face. You did this for fame, right? Sophie cuts in, clear as a bell. My daddy did it from the heart. Sarah steps up. Without him, I'd be dead, and Walsh would be free. Sullivan approaches, voice breaking. I was wrong. Tanner, you saved us. Sarah's hand brushes mine. You saved the precinct's honor. Sophie grins. I always knew. The fallout's fast. Walsh indicted. Headlines shifting. Single dad exposes corruption. Sullivan retires. Neighbors go quiet. Sophie's teacher apologizes. At a precinct ceremony, Sarah's honored, and a veteran cop shakes my hand. You did what we couldn't. Sophie clutches a medal Sarah gave her, beaming. Life's not easier, but it's clearer. People nod at me now, smile at Sophie. At the garage, a customer in a suit laughs. Milking the hero thing, huh? I wipe my hands, calm. Just doing my job. But here's the thing, what if I hadn't pushed? What if I'd listened to the whispers, the threats? Would Sarah be alive? Would Walsh still be out there? I'm just a guy, a dad, but doing what's right? That's not just for heroes. That's for anyone who's got something worth fighting for. So, tell me, what would you do? When the world's against you, when they're whispering lies, would you stand up? Drop a comment. Share your story. Let's talk about what it means to hold your ground. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's keep these stories alive together.